a woman can be feminine and single and get her stuff done.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to say is most women are in that state of their life. What more could you want as a woman? And if you realize the power that you have, like you said, as a woman, and the power in being vulnerable, and that nobody can hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you.
It's like a guy that understands these things and will treat a woman that in a masculine, will be masculine and treat a woman in a delicate feminine way is a unicorn, is a rarity, right? But it's the same thing if you want the unique trait to being a woman that a man is going to be like, what? It's going to be that. It's going to be like consistently showing up as vulnerable and soft and, and not asserting yourself, not trying to act that way, because if you constantly are like that, guys are like, I've never seen this before.
But and again, that's what I'm saying. It goes back to a majority of men perpetuating these negative things about women that are actually the feminine qualities that they supposedly want, but they are causing women to be further and further away from that.
Right.
Because a woman doesn't want to be she doesn't care about being vulnerable. She doesn't care about looking weak or anything like that if she doesn't have a man that values that.
Right.
Like if she feels like no man values the feminine qualities,
then
any woman's gonna just not follow through with those.
Right.
Plus, if she's more masculine, she feels like she can handle her own life rather than if she was like feeling like, oh, I'm so weak or I'm just sad all the time. Like that's gonna, and she's single.
Right.
That's just going to push her further in a direction that men don't want women going either, which is more of like depressed and hopeless.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and
that's
not, and I'm saying this because a woman can be feminine and single and get her stuff done.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to say is most women are in that state of their life.
Right. Exactly.
And so they just need to shift when they get into a good relationship and realize the power that they have in the femininity. Now they can really get into their feminine energy because now they have a man that takes over the masculine part that she had to do, which is like take care of the bills and go to work and things like that, the more masculine traits. And now she can just focus on this half of her.
Right.
Whereas when she's single, it is more split.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so in order for her to survive. But a woman, like we said in the beginning, if you have a man that is investing 100% in you by telling you, hey, I'll handle all the finances, I'll work, so you don't have to, you can stay at home and handle the home and the family matters and things like that. And then you can still have the time to do what you want to do and be in your feminine energy, then what more could you want as a woman? And if you realize the power that you have, like you said, as a woman, and the power in being vulnerable, and that nobody can hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's like a mindset shift. And don't listen to the guys that talk bad about femininity. Like you said, those are not the guys for you. Like you said, if you get into a relationship and you're like, hey, I'm a feminine woman, and I'm going to be upset sometimes, but I'm working on, also have accountability. I'm working on
the way
yes. And I will be vulnerable and I'm very nurturing and caring and I will live in this soft sort of place.
Yeah.
And that's who I am. And someone tells you, oh, I don't want that. Well, go get a job. You know that they're not for you.
Right. And it's, again, it's your chance to become the magical unicorn, right? Because, it's like a guy that understands these things and will treat a woman that in a masculine, will be masculine and treat a woman in a delicate feminine way is a unicorn, is a rarity, right? But it's the same thing if you want the unique trait to being a woman that a man is going to be like, what? It's going to be that. It's going to be like consistently showing up as vulnerable and soft and, and not asserting yourself, not trying to act that way, because if you constantly are like that, guys are like, I've never seen this before, So
well, and you get a sort of confidence too when you come at somebody with like, this is who I am,
right?
And they don't have to, you have to be okay with them taking it or leaving it, sort of thing, and that will make you the happiest too, because you know somebody is there for you.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is going to be.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about
this point.
not having friends of the opposite sex, but this is.
Well, you opened this can of worms.
No, it's good. I think it's a good topic because, like I said, I've been doing a lot of coaching lately, and it's like, and I could talk about all the things that the guys are doing. You saw my little lead magnet that I made that had the 5 things, but.
Well, there
but
are
I keep
things that women are doing,
yeah.
And so it is important to talk about it.
It's just like to me, it's like it's not even like a nitpicky. It's just like if women understood how much power they had by having a feminine response, a soft response instead of a hard response. Right. Because when I'm talking through these things with these guys, I'm like I agree. Like I'm like, dude, I agree with you, but like you're the leader, and let me tell you, I was like, yeah, if she acted that way, that would be wonderful, right? I was like, but you can't assume that's going to happen. So I'm giving him the advice, but then at the same time, I'm also thinking, man, if women could hear this, like if I were coaching women right now, if they could hear this, what this guy is saying, and like 100 other guys that are saying the same thing, they would approach arguments a lot differently. Like they would be like, oh wow, if I just start crying and I act feminine, he's gonna
just start crying.
Well, not crocodile tears, but instead of the anger
only
response,
if it's natural to cry in that moment.
Instead of the anger response, allowing the hurt response.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's the authentic response. Because the anger response, just like you said, is a facade. It's a fake response. It's not the reality. It's
hiding the thing.
It's hiding the hurt. Every
hiding
anger
the raw
hides
emotion.
A hurt. Every anger hides a hurt. But if women understood that, if they did that, how much that would move these guys and completely, they would do it, because it's just, it's the same like the insights that I try to give it, where it's like where guys, I don't know, if guys understood that, if you and understood how to emotionally validate a woman, that she doesn't care about whatever happened, she cares about knowing that you care about how she feels, and that all you have to do in the conversation is literally just let her, like, authentically, not just say words, but authentically indicate to her that you care about how she's feeling right now. That ends the entire thing. There's never going to be an argument, and she's going to love you for it. Then I feel like guys would do that, But again, maybe it's the same thing, because I tell guys this, and they're like, "No, it doesn't work like that. She's wrong." And it's like,
because they're still committed to defending themselves.
Yeah, because it's the magic bullet. It's like men have a magic bullet, women have a magic bullet. Men's magic bullet is to really understand how to emotionally validate a woman and just focus on that and not explain away, or
defending.
And women's magic bullet is being vulnerable and soft and crying,
right.
Doesn't have to be crying, but you know what I'm saying, it is expressing their hurt, letting their raw hurt be seen in front of a man. If you expose yourself, expose your raw hurt, exposing yourself also works, but expose your heart, then the man is gonna crumble. No matter how tough he is, the tougher he is, the more he'll crumble if you express your raw heart.